Hey Spectrum, welcome back to another edition of Distance Learning Noise News.
We hope everyone is staying healthy during quarantine.
It's crazy that we only have a couple more weeks until the end of the year.
It sure is. I'm looking forward to a nice, long summer.
Me too.
So let's get into some stories.
First up, we have a story about how the coronavirus has affected students. Take it away, team.
COVID-19 is impacting many people around the world. With thousands of schools in our country transitioning to online school, students are being impacted greatly. College students are among this mass of people who are being affected. We take a closer look into how college students are being affected by COVID-19 and how they are coping with the outbreak and the changes that it brings.
I attend Minnesota State University of Mankato. Now, ever since the pandemic, everything is online now, whether that's through Zoom calls or just online discussion posts and papers we have to write on D2L. D2L is a lot like Moodle or Schoology. That's what we use at our university. As a college student, I have a lot more free time now to focus on all the assignments I have. They usually do all at the end of the week. Also for my major, since I'm in film and media studies, we can't rent out cameras and camera equipment anymore because all the libraries are shut down on campus. So kind of had some negative impacts for my major, but we're working on it. Yeah, most things are just closed down, especially everything on campus is closed. So personally, I've just had a lot more free time. I've been playing a lot of my Switch. And yeah, I've just had a lot more free time. Just been able to focus on myself a lot more and things I've personally been wanting to do.
COVID-19 is no doubt impacting many students everywhere, from Spectrum High School to colleges and universities. Changes must be made to cope with the virus. Wash your hands and stay safe. This has been Chris and Nick with Noise News.
Great job, guys. It's crazy how much things have changed.
You're right, Joe. So many things are very different now, and it can be hard to understand exactly what's going on.
Right. That's why Andrew has a segment on the myths and facts about the coronavirus. Take it away, Andrew.
What up, guys? This is Deborian back at it in quarantine with some COVID-19 misconceptions.
It's just a flu!
While many people claim that COVID-19 is just a flu without a vaccine, this is not true. There are similar symptoms, but COVID-19 typically only has a fever and a cough, while more common viruses include a runny nose and aching pains. According to WHO, the World Health Organization, the death rate is about 3 to 4%, whereas the flu is about 0.1%. So to say that COVID-19 is just another flu is just plain wrong.
This virus is definitely made in a lab.
Amount of the population that believe COVID-19 was lab-made. This is completely wrong. According to a scientific journal published in Nature Medicine states, we do not believe that any lab-based scenario is plausible. They came to this conclusion when analyzing the genome of this virus. So this misconception/conspiracy theory is busted. Well, this has been Deborium, busting some COVID-19 misconceptions. Back to the news.
Great segment, Andrew.
Yeah, that's super interesting. It's very epic to hear about facts about the coronavirus.
Now let's go over to our last story, which is about web usage.
As the days of quarantine continue to go on, the usage of internet streaming services, as well as online multiplayer games, have increased. Jackson Plusinak is a student at Spectrum and a proclaimed local gamer by most. He has kept up with quarantine with many activities.
Watching stuff on Netflix, Tiger King. That was pretty good.
As many have probably watched, shows like Tiger King have gone up in popularity.
Yeah, I think the people are probably going to get more comfortable with it. And I think rates are definitely going to go up because, maybe if you're like a little iffy on Netflix or whatever, and you're just like, whatever. And then you have, how 2 months at least of having not much else to do, you're probably going to be, a year from now, you're going to be like, they got that new show coming out though. I think people are going to feel a lot more comfortable with like streaming services.
The internet is a great tool used by many, and another way people use the internet is through online gaming and meeting with their friends online. Jackson goes on to a Minecraft server to play with his friends mostly.
I mean, it's definitely good because you can have a whole lot of people in here, and it's all kind of people that we know, and so it's like you just get to hang out with your friends because it's like being in real life together, except it's not and it's safe. So that's nice.
Whatever people are using the internet for these days, you can be sure that Spectrum keeps with the times. This has been Zach and Joe reporting for Noise News.
Great job, team.
And a special shout out to Spectrum's counselors for keeping us all motivated through this quarantine.
And to Clint Haley for always keeping us updated with the daily announcements.
Spectrum staff has really stepped up to the plate to keep things running smoothly for Spectrum, and we very much appreciate that.
Thanks for all that you do.
Well, that looks like that's all the news we have for you today, Spectrum.
We'll be back soon with more noise news.
This has been Joe.
And Yusa, keeping you
In on the noise. That's right.